Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we're going to be doing the opening part of What If Goku Had GOJO'S powers and Vegeta had SUKUNA'S. Thanks so much for all the support on my previous What If Goku had Maharaga's adaptability. It really was amazing to see. It was amazing to make as well. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jet. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag, disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
To begin with, Goku is born with the special power the 6 eyes. Initially, he has the eyes and ki alongside a nigh bottomless well of cursed energy to draw from. His 6 eyes make him have incredible perception, and when he starts training with Grandpa Gohan, it's clear he has supernatural perceptive abilities. Even when he shouldn't be able to evade the attacks that come from Grandpa Gohan, he can still sense his ki and evade them. When Goku simply isn't fast enough to evade, he is hit. He can see his very own cursed energy and wonders why no one else has the same energy he does. When he tries to talk to Grandpa Gohan about it, he seems very clueless because all he can sense is ki. From what I've been seeing, Gojo's Infinity isn't passive, but he can make it constantly active. Goku has no clue what his actual powers are, so he doesn't have Infinity to begin with. What happens one time when Grandpa Gohan nearly assails Goku with a heavy blow, he manages to use the power of Infinity to totally stop his trainer's attack. Gohan doesn't really understand what he's just done, but he soon realizes that he's impossible to hit. Infinity coupled with his near perfect vision means that he has insane defense. Soon enough, Goku starts to find that his eyes ache all the time, and to rest them he just walks around with his eyes closed. His vision of energy and other things basically means that he can do just fine. Goku gains his ordinary power level of 10 for now, but during this time he continues trying to explore his power of cursed energy. It takes him a long time to try and comprehend what's happening, and so he tries to understand the rules behind his power. For a 12-year-old kid that has still hit his head as a baby, he's not doing particularly well. Soon enough, Bulma arrives and he ends up under Master Roshi's wing. Once he learns more from him about ki control, he can transfer this new knowledge to the cursed energy he has. Gojo managed to figure out how to use the reverse curse technique himself, and since Goku has atomic level perception of cursed energy just like he does, he learns the technique. He manipulates cursed energy by converting it into positive energy to heal his injuries, and as he does this, the Saiyan side of his body gives him large Zenkais when he pushes himself to the very edge. After learning the reversed curse technique, he can accelerate his training and he reaches a power level of 180 by the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai instead of the 22nd against Tien. Master Roshi possessed a power level of 139 in his max power form, so he is beaten without him even going Uzaru. With Goku's 6 eyes, Infinity and the reverse curse technique, the Red Ribbon Army stands no chance against him. He hasn't been hit by anyone ever since he fought Grandpa Gohan. Goku's power level reaches 260 by the time he faces Tien, and he manages to defeat an older King Piccolo before he can achieve his wish. His younglings are easily dealt with, but before his death he manages to give birth to his son Piccolo Jr. However, Goku decides to let the young Piccolo Jr. live. He assumes that he won't be a threat to anyone if he ends up being a child, and he will step in if necessary. With his latent ability, Kami sees potential in the young Saiyan and sees potential in him as a future protector of Earth. Entering the hyperbolic time chamber, Goku's power level is 500 by this point, and so he manages to stay in there for a few months but not the entire year. He spends the time really meditating and manipulating his cursed energy. He eventually manages to use the power of blue. The trees on Kami's lookout and the very ground start to break and gravitate toward him before Kami urges him to stop his technique. Goku then gains a new technique to his arsenal, the power of Curse Technique Lapse, Blue. Following this, he meets Chi-Chi just like he did before and agrees to go through with marrying her like he did in canon. Even though Piccolo Jr. is still a thing, Goku is much stronger in this continuity and he poses no threat to him. Now he has a power level of around 650, then he decides to take a break off his strenuous training. Gohan is still born and he ends up spending a lot of time with him. Gohan doesn't possess his 6 eyes but instead has inherited his power of Limitless. Gohan also has a large amount of cursed energy that he can draw from. He can't do any techniques right away, but Goku makes sure to train him once he is old enough. His brother Radit soon makes his way to Earth and arrives at Kame House when the whole group of friends are present. After these 5 years, Goku's power level has remained stagnant at 650 and he feels incredibly scared when he feels Raditz' key signature heading in their direction. In the distance, he can already perceive his bodily features and perfectly judge how powerful he is. He can't suppress his power and Goku knows that he won't be strong enough to take him down. He lands ahead of Goku and Raditz is taken aback by his majestic blue eyes. "It's definitely you with those odd eyes of yours," Raditz states. Their conversation goes on quite similarly, where Raditz reveals his true origins. Goku is unwilling to believe it, but then he starts to wonder if this race is the source of his power. This guy who is claiming to be his brother doesn't seem to have any of his powers though. His eyes look ordinary and he doesn't have an ounce of cursed energy in his body. "Your power level is nowhere near mine, Kakarot. Do not attempt to resist me," Raditz shouts. Krillin ends up almost getting attacked just like in canon and he rushes in to throw a punch. However, Goku reaches out both his hands and roars, using the power of infinity to blast him away. He is hurled into the sky at high speed, making him very surprised. Raditz, upon seeing this happen, looks enraged through Goku's eyes and he charges up his ki to the very maximum. His aura causes waves to blast out from the water beneath him and he aims for Goku this time. He throws a full power punch, but the power of infinity means that he can't hit him. Goku takes this chance to punch him in his chest, only to see that barely anything happens at all. His defense is spot on, but he is simply too weak to do anything substantial to him. Raditz soon sees that he won't be doing much to Goku this way and decides to try and use Gohan to try and get him what he wants. "What do we do now?" Krillin asks. "I don't know, there's only one way I think I can take him down. It's a technique I've been trying, but I'm not sure if I can pull it off," Goku states, clenching his fist. During his training, he has theorized the use of the Black Flash. Flying off, Goku is forced to chase after him as he's the only person that could even have the hopes of resisting him. Raditz stands ahead of his pod where Gohan is currently housed. "There's no use in resisting me, Goku. I could kill you with ease then complete your mission for you with absolutely no form of resistance." Goku rushes forward and calmly exhales in his advance. He lands a punch to his brother's chest only to see him not move at all. Raditz throws 2 punches into his gut that don't even make any noise because they don't connect. He grunts under his breath with annoyance as he sees this happen, but Goku remains calm. Raditz storms forward, but then he starts to feel his body unwillingly being accelerated toward Goku. His brother then throws out a punch to his chest and black flashes of energy emit off his fist. The black flash increases as strikes falls with a power of 2.5. Putting Goku's power level of 650 to the power of 2.5 gives this strike a power equivalent to a power level of 10.7 million. His punch opens a massive hole in Raditz and destroys a large portion of the surrounding area. Goku is even taken aback by how strong that hit was, and Raditz's body then splits into 2 as it falls to the floor. Goku retrieves Gohan and then the 10 months until Vegeta and Nappa's arrival ensue. Goku is afraid that Gohan could fall victim to an attack like that again and wants to make sure that he's strong enough to defend himself. He isn't skilled enough to use anything like the Black Flash yet, but Gohan's first technique that he learns to use is Infinity. It's a good attack to use when you have to face a foe that's stronger than yourself. It doesn't exactly let you defeat your foe, but keeps you alive in dire situations. In these few months, Gohan's power level raises to 4,000, well above the previous power level of 2,800 in canon. This is because he has received direct training from his father and he has been through various spars. The second technique he learns to use is the Reverse Curse technique. Goku's power level raises to 5,500 as he spars Gohan and trains him. Soon enough, Vegeta and Nappa arrive once again and destroy East City before being greeted by the Z Fighters. The main threats are the 2 Saiyans they see, Kakarot and his son Gohan. Your power levels are both below 1,000, how could you Saiyans be so weak? I understand it from your diluted son, but how could you be this weak, Kakarot? Vegeta asks. That isn't a bother, you are low class Saiyans anyway. Nappa, waste these beings, Vegeta says. Nappa zooms forward and aims for Gohan, only to see his attack simply not land at all. Subsequently, Goku uses the power of Red to explode Nappa away at high speed. He crashes through an entire gizzard rock, but he is then pulled back by his attractive forces. Zooming back toward Goku, he lands a full power strike to his gut, but is too kind to use his Black Flash. Nappa coughs blood upon crashing back into the ground and struggles for breath. Vegeta looks at him with disgust for his weakness, but is also surprised that Goku's power level had raised to 6,000 in seconds. Leave now, I don't want to kill you, Goku shouts to Vegeta with his arm extended. Vegeta just laughs as he sees his funny attempt at resistance. Don't make me laugh, Kakarot, Vegeta says, before the red orb appears once again. It zooms toward Vegeta and forces him through 2 rock hills before he finally comes to rest. This leaves bruises on the prince and he looks at Goku with fury. Vegeta rushes forward again only to get hit by red once again. It hits into him and forces him back. Orange-brown rubble is shot out from the point of impact and he ends up choking on a piece of something that ends up in his throat. The Saiyan enters an intense coughing fit, surprised that he had somehow swallowed that piece of rubble. What is this? This place seems weird, Sukuna says, from within Vegeta. Who was that? Reveal yourself, Vegeta shouts, looking around. Vegeta's body then twitches and his hair switches to a pink colour. 2 more eyes appear under his already present eyes and his body is flooded with the power of cursed energy. His skin then gets covered by elaborate black markings. This body's even stronger than my original one. Impressive, Sukuna says, before giving off his signature devilish smile. Sukuna blasts forward toward Goku and immediately notices the 6 eyes he has. 6 eyes? How? Sukuna wonders, before dodging the red orb of energy that is shot toward him. He then tries to punch Goku only to see his body not move at all. They are taken aback by a sudden change in appearance but account this to a weird form that Saiyans might possess. Sukuna throws about 25 strikes in quick succession, thrilled about the power that he now has, but taken aback by how his attacks simply don't land. How come I can't touch him? What's happening here? How do you have infinity and the 6 eyes? What? Goku replies, stunned by his odd question. Sukuna rushes forward and uses his cleave attack that Goku tries to block using his infinity. However, he knows the loophole to his technique. He manages to aim for the infinite space in between him and Goku, reaching further for Goku's body. His slash cuts the Saiyan completely in half, leaving him to die on the ground. The other people surrounding Sukuna are horrified and he just smiles maniacally. Krillin takes his chance to try and use his special destructo disc, but Sukuna uses his cleave to slice it right in half. Sukuna zooms toward Yamcha and lands a single punch to his head that shatters his skull and kills him on impact. Tien aims his tri-beam at him while he stood still, but he just leaps up to evade the hit entirely. Sukuna is not only in an incredibly powerful body, but he is a master when it comes to combat. We need to leave as quickly as possible, Krillin says to Gohan, before gaining Sukuna's attention once again. Solar flare, he shouts. My eyes, he roars, grabbing them in agony. Krillin, Gohan and Tien fly away as quickly as they possibly can, with Goku's corpse left alongside Yamcha's. Chaozu latches onto Tien since he can't fly fast enough on his own, and the group just about evade the threat of Sukuna. Suddenly, Vegeta returns to his usual appearance and begins tapping his body in a worried fashion. I've been possessed. Reveal yourself. Don't you dare hide from me. A mouth appears on Vegeta's face, then Sukuna begins talking. I don't understand much of what's happening here either. I don't know who you are and I don't know any of the people you just fought. The fact that you have a tail is even more confusing, Sukuna explains. So that will conclude the opening part of What If Goku Had GOJO'S powers and Vegeta had Sukuna's. Please tell me something you liked about this video or something that I should improve on for the next one. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.